Hi, friends. So today I want to talk about why I started the Gateway experience in the first place. So I was vegan for a little while, and I know I told you guys that I traveled a lot, where I met my wife in Texas, and all this cool stuff. And yeah, we were vegan because of my wife. We were camping one night out by this farm, and there was all these cows just mooing, and they sounded like they were like in a lot of pain or something. So we became vegan, and so after being vegan for a long time, like maybe a year or two, and I think that's not really that long of a time. But anyway, it felt like that for a while for us because we were not eating any kind of animal products, and we had to things were interesting. And I don't know why I needed to add that. I guess because we're not vegan anymore, and we switched things up where we are vegetarian, but we eat eggs and stuff like that now. And yeah, one of the main reasons why I started the Gateway experience is because I was working so hard. I don't know if being vegan had anything to do with it, but I just felt off. I just felt like I couldn't really remember um, like why I was doing the things that I was doing. I didn't really know. I didn't really have any direction in life. You know, I was like, man, where am I? It just didn't feel good what I was doing every day. It just didn't feel good. And so I wasn't spending that much time with my kids, right? Like my son was growing up. I was traveling a lot. I was going from one state to the other. And what I was doing was I was doing door to door sales. I was working for those alarm companies. Basically, I worked for one, and then went and worked for a different one. And with all that traveling, I just felt like I couldn't do it anymore. And so I wanted to see my kids grow up, and I wanted to spend more time with my family and all this other stuff. So then, in between jobs, I was kind of like, I got into actually the CE5 contact thing, which is the Close Encounters of the Fifth Kind with like UFOs and all this other stuff. I've never had that experience, but I saw Dr. Stephen Greer's documentary about it. And this was close to like COVID times and 2020, 2021 times, and with all kinds of stuff on the internet. I guess I was looking for direction in a way, but I didn't really feel like I could trust all the sources out there that were giving information. So I wanted to tap inwards, or to know myself, basically, in a way, is the reason why I wanted to get into the Gateway experience, because I heard about it and it made sense to me, and it was always something that I was curious about. These frequencies. My dad had a radio back in the day when I was very young. And so radio frequencies, I've heard a lot about that. There's Nikola Tesla was pretty popular on YouTube around that time. I think a lot of people, at least from my perspective, I was just finding out about his work and stuff. So I wanted to learn about it. And so I started doing the Gateway experience. And yeah, it was pretty eye-opening stuff, because I didn't even know that there was stuff that I was doing. I didn't know the reason why I was doing it. And uh, I didn't even know that I was doing certain things. And once I found out the reason why I was doing a lot of those things, like what I'm talking about is just unconscious behavior, being stressed out. Why was I even taking that career path that I was taking? The reason why I now know, but I didn't know before, is because I didn't feel like I was good enough. Okay, I didn't feel like I was good enough for one person or another person, or even just for myself. So I had to get over that. I had to get over that and realize that, hey, look, who am I anyway? Who am I? Well, I am more than my physical body. And so that's when I started to really realize the reason why I'm doing the things that I'm doing, and to reflect on the experiences that my physical body has gone through. And so from that reflection, I was able to gain that insight of who I am. And somebody can tell you, you can read about it, and all this other stuff. But it's another thing to like really know that we are more than our physical bodies. And that's something directly from Bob Monroe's tapes. And it was just really eye-opening for me. And so I'm glad that I did it. I'm glad that I took that step towards that direction, because those tools are really valuable that we can use, and we can use them to help ourselves to find direction in our lives in one way or another, whether that's to figure out where you want to go in your work, or what you want to, not just for your work, but all other aspects of your life as well. You know, how you want to treat your family, right? Really ask yourself those questions, because I was really distracted personally, me, myself. I was doing all these things and they weren't really the main thing that I wanted to do, like working. I was working so much, almost to like, not almost, it was definitely too much work. And it was not for my own goals, it was for somebody else's goals and their dreams, right? Because I couldn't even remember my dreams or what it is that I wanted to do with my life when I was younger, when I was dreaming, right? When I was really dreaming. And so it was really powerful to be able to tap into that and to tune in, to focus on that, which is what the tapes are all about. They're called the focus tapes. You know, it's all about being able to focus, to direct your focus, instead of letting your light from within yourself be this, you know, very, it's like the magnifying glass analogy. Instead of moving the magnifying glass, you know, back and forth, you'll never catch anything on fire if you're out there trying to make a fire, you know, so you can cook and all this other stuff to survive, you know, like that's what we used to do, allegedly. I don't really know. But anyway, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that you want to focus, use the magnifying glass, keep it steady, and that's what's going to actually get you results in the direction that you want to go in life. Because I was looking for other people for direction. I was trying to say, hey, you know, what do you want me to do? You know, maybe tell me that I'm good enough or something like that, right? Like, I don't do that anymore, right? But I'm just being, it is what it is. It's who I was before. And I could go into like, you know, and I mean, I realize that now, right? But it was, I had no idea back then. But when I realized that, I could go into like all the reasons why and all this other stuff, but I'm not going to do that in this video. I just want to bring that to your attention and say like, hey, you know, why are you interested in the Gateway experience? Whichever reason it is, maybe it's none of my business. I just want to say that it's helped me. You know, that's the reason why it was for me, and that I started doing the Gateway experience, and I found what I was looking for. And it was that inner voice that I couldn't hear anymore, right? It was tapping into my dreams and understanding where it is that we're going, you know, me and my family and everything else. Because I do have kids now. I didn't have kids before. Maybe I grew up too fast. Maybe my brain just wasn't developed yet before. I don't really know. Because, you know, it doesn't stop developing until, like, I'm 26 now, right? So when I started, I was starting a family and everything else, and didn't have the right direction. Maybe it was because I didn't know, because my brain wasn't even developed yet. So I don't know. But I definitely know that the Gateway experience has helped in my development, and I'm very thankful for that. And I just want to share that with other people, you know, because I found something that really helped me. And so that's the reason why I started making videos about the Gateway experience, because I knew that it was helping me. And I figured, hey, let me document this. And it's not done helping me, right? Like, I had to take a step back, because it was getting really heavy, hitting questions like, hey, what's the purpose for your life? You know, who are you really? like all these things, right? Like, okay, the 5 questions is when I stopped doing the Gateway experience. And I just had to take a time to actually think about that, because that, you know, it's not like it's just going to happen in 10 days. You're not just going to have all the answers. I mean, you could really go for it. But for me, I wasn't sure. I wasn't 100% sure like I am now, you know, of the answers to those questions and everything else. And I'm glad nobody else ever asked me those questions, right? Like, and it's not like if anybody had, I would have actually like taken the time to think about them, you know? But I did this time, and you know, I'm glad that I figured it out. And so, yeah, I mean, I just wanted to share that with you guys. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna keep this video a little shorter, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. Peace.